Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tori, and today I am going to be doing the Do I Have That Other book tag, which was originally designed by Tabby from Keeping Tabs. I will link her channel down below so you can go check her out. I'm doing the Do I Have That Other book tag before I do I have that book tag? Because I'm a rebel. I literally don't have any other reason. Number one, do I own a book with a fox on the cover or as part of the plot? Black Fox Running by Brian Carter, which honestly, this is one of my favorite covers that I own because let's just have a moment of appreciation for this. It's absolutely beautiful. There is a lovely rendition of a fox on the front cover of this book. Number two, do I have a book that was published the year I was born or within a 3-year radius? I was born in 1991. I just turned 29 last Saturday, and this is gonna be a little challenging. I literally have no idea if I own any books even remotely close to 1991, so we're gonna check it out and see. Oh, so close, 1995. I found one of my all-time favorite Christian fiction sets. This is Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers, and it was published in 1993. We got close. We got close, guys. Question number 3, do I have a book with music as a weapon or as magic? And the answer to that is yes, I do. I literally just finished This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, or Victoria Schwab. I can't keep up. She changes her name on all of her books. This Savage Song definitely has a musical, magical element to it. If you haven't read it, read it. It's amazing. Question number 4, do I have a series with Question number 4, do I have a series with mismatched covers? Yes. We're gonna go with my Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I have this newer version of the front cover for book number 1, and then I have the older versions for books number 2 and 3. The Fits in the Fool trilogy, which is the same characters but later, and they are all matching with the front cover from book 1. So eventually I would like to swap out books 2 and 3, but the reality is I probably will never do that because I can't really justify spending extra money just because the covers are different. Just my personal philosophy. I know a lot of you guys probably would disagree with me on that, but I will probably just own mismatched covers for the rest of my life. Question number 5, do I have a book with a shapeshifter? I mean, I guess you could kind of argue that The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman has a shapeshifter-y characters in there, you know, because they kind of turn into things that I can't say because I don't want to spoil the book. Question number 6, do I have a book signed by the author? I have quite a few, but the thing is, I actually don't really care about having authors signing my books. Like, I would never go and just buy a book that's been signed unless I actually went to meet the author, because then it has a personal connection to me. But the books that I do have that are signed by the author are usually people that I know personally or that are friends of mine, so they actually mean a lot more. One that I'm going to pull out is The Crystal Throne by Catherine Sullivan. It is signed by the author. She is a dear friend of mine. If you haven't already checked it out, you should definitely go read it because she's amazing. I love this book. It's really good. Question number 7, do I have a book with a mostly red cover? I have a book that is literally completely red, and it honestly kind of looks like a Lutheran hymnal, except that it is The Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Question number 8, do I have a book between 287 and 306 pages? That's oddly specific, and it's gonna take me literally forever to find one. After looking through my entire bookshelf and all of my TBR shelf, I actually found one. Be Frank with Me by Julia Claiborne Johnson, which I have not read yet. It is exactly 287 pages long. So, I found one, we did it, moving on. Question number 9, do I have a book with a main character who wears glasses? Now, I'm just gonna pull Lies of Locke Lamora because Gene Tannen is a main character and I don't care what anybody says, and he wears glasses, so we're gonna go with that. Question number 10, do I have a book that has a title with the same number of letters as my first name? Now this is a little tricky because I go by Tori. My full name is actually Victoria, but literally nobody calls me that because I'm Tori, you know? I don't know. So we're gonna go with Tori, and that's 4 letters. And I'm gonna go with my dear friend Mara by Eloise Jarvis McGraw. who is, as you guys know at this point, one of my all-time favorite books. It is amazing and I love it so much, and her name has the same number of letters as mine does. Also, just because it's cute, Snug by Katana Chetwynd, which if you like comics and you want to like seriously be adorable out of your senses, get this book. Book number 11, do I have a book with technology or cybercrime as a main plot point? Now, I did own Warcross by Marie Lu literally a month ago. I sold it and its sequel because I wasn't a huge fan. So I had one, I do not have it anymore, and honestly, like, I don't own a ton of contemporaries anyway. Okay, well, this kind of sort of fits. I have Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This one I know has a lot to do with the internet and a girl who has a very popular web comic. So technology is definitely involved in this. I don't know how much because I haven't read it yet, but we'll just kind of have a half cheatsies with this one and just go with this. Question number 12, do I have a book that is written in another language or has been translated into English? And I do. I have the Iliad of Homer, which is obviously not originally written in English. Question number 13, do I have a book by an Asian author? I have several of these, but the one that I'm most excited about is The Beast Player by Nahoko Yuhashi. This has been translated into English from Japanese, and I started it a little while ago and it just wasn't the right timing for me to read it, and I am really looking forward to jumping back into it in the next couple of months because this cover by itself is just like one of my favorite things on the planet. It is absolutely beautiful. And like I've mentioned before, this literally feels like a Studio Ghibli film that was made into a book. Do I have a book with the moon on the cover? And that is The Thief Lord by Cornelia Funk. I'm actually not a big fan of the Inkheart books. I know, don't eat me, but I love The Thief Lord by her. It's amazing. It has some serious Oliver Twist kind of vibes, which I love. Has a moon right up there. Moving on. 15, do I have a illustrated children's book? I have 3 children, so I have a ton of illustrated children's books. The book that I pulled from my kids' bookshelf was The Golden Feather by J.J. Heller. Like, look at these illustrations. They are absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking for a really cute, wholesome, fantasy elements kids book, this one's a good one. Do I have a collection of fairy tales and myths? The answer to this is no, I don't, which is horrible because as a fantasy author, I feel like that's something I should definitely own. It's just one of those things where I've never really sat down and been like, man, I want to read like a giant collection of fairy tales or myths. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I have read some of that in the past, but it's just not where I'm at right now, so currently I don't own one. 17 is, do I have a sci-fi fantasy with an alliance between races? I'm gonna be super obvious on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and say Lord of the Rings because the Fellowship, enough said. Question number 18, do I have a paperback book with a front cover that is slightly shorter than the rest of the book? I literally just swapped out my Six of Crows paperback copies for the hardcovers, and the paperback Six of Crows had one of those covers on it. But I'm Saved by Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which, as you can see, the front cover is a little bit shorter than the rest of the pages. Number 19, do I have a book that includes the first chapter of the sequel at the end? Yes, I do. Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson has the first 2 chapters of Firefight, which is the sequel. Last question, number 20, do I have a book with a broken spine? No, I don't. I mean, if you want to count books that have been, like, definitely worn and well-loved, I do have quite a few of those. My most well-loved book is this copy of Tigana by Guy Gavriel Kay that I bought at a used bookstore a while ago because it had so much heart and character to it. Look at this gorgeous thing. It has been well loved. And as you can see, the spine has definitely seen some better days, but I don't care. I love it anyway. Okay, that concludes my Do I Have That Other Book tag. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me until the end. I'm going to go change my shirt because that's a thing that I do because I can't stand having the same shirt on in 2 consecutive videos. Don't ask, I don't know either. And I'm going to do I Have That Book tag, and I'll be back. See you in the next video.